Hi, CMattDye here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. And today I wanted to do the crypto charts and talk about what I'm seeing in the markets because they are a little bit crazy. I did have a great vacation. Now I'm back. Now I can look at the charts and see what's going on. I did talk about getting a long prior to vacation. That did work out. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I only discussed it with a few friends. My Discord is going to be coming out soon, and there I can actually discuss things, and you don't have to wait for a video every other week. It can be like every day I can share my insights. So right now I'm looking at Bitcoin doing this. This blue line is going to be very, very important. 13,880, that is invalidation. Price should stay above that, and right now it is actually holding up fairly well. This is the daily chart. If I drop down to the hourly, that's what I was looking at, and that's what I'm talking about right now. Let's move this guy over and zoom it out a little more. So this is what I was looking at, this blue count, this ABC here. I got long on this B, rode it up to this C, took profit. You could have gotten long again down here and rode that. That's not what I did. I took this one. But now price is doing something interesting. It came down here and now it's pushing back higher. What am I looking for now? Price to come up into this region around 22,000, 23,000, somewhere up here. Could come a little bit higher, but I think anywhere in here is a pretty good level. 22,000. It could come as high as 24,000. I don't really think it's going to come up that much higher. I think it's going to pop up a little bit. It's going to move up, maybe up here, and then it's going to find that resistance again and be able to move lower. That's kind of what I'm thinking about on Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to fall out of bed and just drop out and go to 4,000. That seems a little ludicrous to me. But I'm watching closely that 13,880 level. Price needs to hold above that. But it would be fine if price did come down to 17, 16,000. Right now, it's definitely going to consolidate a little bit. It's going to bounce, whatever that looks like. We'll have to really wait and see. It could do a little triangle here. So if it does stay below this high right here, theoretically, it would stay below this high. So this one would be the most important one, around 21,920, wherever that is. I'm not doing exact numbers, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Trying to make these videos a little shorter, not like too long. But let me know in the comments if you like something different. But if it does a triangle, then it definitely will go lower. That's something to keep an eye on. But if it does pop up, just know that is probably going to be our resistance. Some people are counting this as a bullish move, and they're thinking this is going to 100,000. It's very not likely at all, I would say, in my opinion. Of course, it is my opinion. But I'm thinking this is a corrective structure here. This obviously is a corrective structure here. Now that it's bouncing, is it going to start moving up? Is it going to hold above this area here, above that 19.5 level, and push up again? What happens is it hold over 20,000 and then push up again. But this pattern is not complete. This pattern up. This corrective pattern is complete. Pattern is complete here. This corrective pattern. And now I'm just waiting for this one. So I'm looking up here to see what price can do. Now let me drop down to Ethereum. And Ethereum is definitely very, very interesting. It's a little bit different than Bitcoin. So I'm counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as an impulsive structure. Most likely, if that is the case, it would be a corrective move, even though it's impulsive structure. And then this, if it gets above 11,059, which I kind of would expect it to, then it can actually pop up a little more. So this pattern, let me zoom out a little bit. You can see here, we can count 1, 2, 3, and then we can count that, a B wave into a C wave. We could count that and make it corrective. or we could count this as an A and then an A B and a C. This right here can kind of go either way. This little bit in the middle here is what kind of makes me think this could be a B wave rather than a 5. However, you know, I'm just threw this count in there just because it is a little different than Bitcoin. However, Ethereum is very closely correlated to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is doing that A, B, C, Ethereum should do the exact same thing. This A, B, C, and it would come up here. Let me jump out to the daily really quick. I did kind of zoom out a little bit. All right. So if it is going to do that, it should stay probably around 15 to 13,000 and find resistance there, and then be able to go a little lower. That would coincide with Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking at on that one. Now if we go to Cardano, exact same kind of structure. This is the longer term. I'm looking at this as being the end of a larger impulse up, and now we're having a corrective structure down, and anywhere around 30, 35, even 40 cents, we can call it, would be the low that I'm looking for, even though it could go down to 25, 21 cents. But I'm kind of looking at the mid 30s. I've been looking there for a long time now. If I go down to the hourly chart, and let's see, make it more legible so we can see what's happening, bring in a little more data. All right, so this is where Cardano was. On June 18th, it made a low, it popped up, which is the exact same thing that I'm seeing in Bitcoin right now. So this is a corrective structure. This move here is all a corrective structure. And now the exact same thing Bitcoin needs to do is hold this here, 45, 46 cents, hold that, and then push up into another high. And it should take several hours to make that happen. If it just gets below 45 cents without doing anything, then yeah, this can probably go lower, and it's probably going to go. But if it holds, I'm looking up here between 54 and 60 cents. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now in Cardano. So looking for a bounce overall on everything. Let me jump out here to the larger chart again. Now that we have that level, we have 54 to 60 cents is what I said. Did make a low here. So I mean, it's not a triangle, but it could, you know, move up, come back down, and then move up again, and just be a larger sideways pattern. That could happen. However, once it comes up here, if it stays below this 67 cents, so it stays below that, and I would look for it to stay below 60 cents. If that's the case, it gets above 60 to 67 cents is in jeopardy. That's kind of the way I would view that. However, if it does come up here, it can easily sell off. But if it gets over 67 cents, it's probably going to pop up here somewhere and find resistance around that 85, 90 cent level. Cardano, I'm not really sure what it's doing right now. It should show its hand in the next several hours and then give us a little bit more idea of what is happening. So that's how I see Cardano. I don't think the lows are done for any of them, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Cardano. Now let's cover Matic or Polygon. So this is Polygon right now. We have an ABC structure up, an ABC structure down, and I'm looking for that 73 to 90 cent level right now on Polygon. It also is waiting to make its move. Let me go down to this hourly chart here, wrong way, and let's try to make it a little larger and zoom it in. All right, so this is obviously a corrective pattern up. There's no other way you can look at it. Some people were thinking, I've seen a couple of videos out there that this is a bullish move, It's an impulse move. I don't know how you can even count that. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm looking at this as corrective. This is obviously corrective as well. The thing about this is it can happen a couple of different ways. Right now, 45.8 cents is kind of the level price needs to stay above. We'll just call it 46 cents because it's an even number. Price will need to hold above that. So right now it's looking okay, coming down again around that 46, 47, 48 cent level. Doing another high would coincide with Bitcoin, with Cardano, and then we can look for that move higher, that 73 to 90 cent level. So definitely interesting stuff. We're in a very interesting time in the markets. Now let's go to Solana. And Solana, I don't really trade it myself, but I have some friends who are into it, so I talk about it. Let's jump out here to the daily chart really quickly, just because the hourly is a little bit convoluted. So jumping out here to the daily gives us a little perspective. This move up here obviously is an impulse move, and this is the end of it. And now we're seeing this move here, which looks totally fine. If this does actually find support here, it's going to move up around that 50, 60 level and maybe find some resistance around that. Maybe pops a little higher, but that's kind of what it's looking like. Now let's jump down here to the hourly and get a better idea of what is happening. All right, so now we've had this move up here. Obviously, you know, corrective in nature. This is corrective. Now we've had this move lower. It needs to get above 37. I would say 36.5. If it gets above 36.5, it can start to move up into that region up there around 46 to 54, maybe up, maybe even to 60. So that's what I'm thinking on this chart here. It's you know, the same thing with all the other cryptos we just talked about. This move is 3 waves at the moment. It needs to hold some levels. It should stay above $33 in that process, and then it can, let me move it over here. It can support here, make one more high, and if that occurs, it's definitely time to get long and ride a little bit of a move higher. So that's how I'm seeing Solana. Now let's go to Binance Coin, and Binance Coin, it's kind of doing the same thing as Ethereum actually. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move, wave move. The alternative would be called as an A, B, an A and a B, and then a C a little higher. So you're calling this whole thing a corrective structure. We'll have to wait and see what that is. I'm going to count this whole thing as an impulsive move, and then this as a bottoming area. This kind of needs to hold some levels. I'd say 219.5 to 221, maybe 222. Holds that, comes down, holds that level, that zone, and then pushes up to another high, and then it would be time to get long. It's not going to be a large move, but it would be a nice one. 260, 270, maybe 255 to 270 from that 218, 220 level, wherever you can get it at. So that's kind of how I'm watching that. The way I would play it, if that move does play out, then I'm looking down here for a long, and if it breaks this area, you could play on that low, or you could play on this low down here. So if you're getting long at 216 and you have 206 as your stop, that's you know, $10, and you're looking for 255. You know, it's definitely a quality risk reward trade right there. So that's the way I'm viewing Binance Coin. Now I had a request to do XRP, so I'm adding that to the lineup. XRP, there's a lot of people who are fans of XRP, and you know, that's totally fine if you're a fan of XRP. For me, I like the idea of XRP and I like the concept of it, but just the way they went about it and now their litigation, it's difficult to really be a fan. But this is what I'm seeing. I know a lot of people are calling this a bullish move and then some kind of weird triangle showing up here. That's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this as being a corrective move higher. Then we had a corrective move lower. And now we are looking at another corrective move higher. So we can look at this a couple different ways. So this I'm looking at as the A wave, and of course an Elliott wave ABC is a corrective structure. So we can either look at this as an A wave and then like an A, B, C into a B, or we can look at this as a larger B wave that's going to play out over here and A, B, C, or we can look at this as an A, B, C inside of an ABC, which would make this a WXY actually. So there's a couple different things playing out, and I'm really unsure of what is actually happening with this chart. However, it's very close to getting supportive action. Let me go to an hourly. Let me drop down a little bit to gain a little more clarification. And right now, we can see pure ugliness. So this is an ABC move, obviously, just like everything else in the markets. And if I zoom out here, let's see, this low is at 3602 and this low here is at 3591. So this low is the lowest. And this, if you want to call it anything, this would be an ABC structure. So this is not doing the same thing that the other cryptos are doing. It's not doing the same thing. It's really not something I want to be a part of any way, shape, or form. Now, if you look at this ABC up and moving down, it's it's impulsive to the downside, but it's a little bit ugly to the downside also. I think there are better things to trade right now than XRP. That would be my opinion. And I am not going to trade it personally. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I think it is a larger corrective structure. If anything does happen to these lows, I would think XRP would go along with the market. However, it's not going to be as closely correlated to Bitcoin as Ethereum is. It's not as closely correlated as Cardano is. So it's very loose correlation, but it's still going to kind of go the way. You can see it hasn't really been good ever since 2018. And a lot of that is because there is an SEC investigation going on. There's litigation. They have their lawyers, and they just can't really do much because of that. So I'm not going to get into the fundamental reasons of XRP, but that's just what I'm thinking. So right now, I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polygon, Binance Coin are setting up very well. Binance Coin probably is one of my favorite setups right now that's setting up. But we'll have to see if it actually does set up, and then from there, we can see what happens. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. You got something out of it. If there's any other coins you want me to talk about, throw it in the comments below. Sorry you didn't have a better XRP analysis, but that's the best that I have. Best I can do right now. So if you like the video, throw a like. If not, throw a dislike. Appreciate the feedback. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you around the crypto markets. Take care.